So welcome everybody. Welcome. So glad to have you all here in Kosi. Great to have you here. Thank you, my friend. So when we last left off last week, there was just this. And funny enough, there's there's still just this. And so what does just this look like? Just this. Sound of my voice, computer screen, movement, birds chirping. So if anybody has any comments or questions, that was a pretty short intro, I know, but really, really, there's always just this. That is the entire, message, really. Because when has it ever not been this? So there's not even like a past or a future, because there's only ever this.
Learning to unmute. So, if we look at, there's just this, but then there's always this concern with the past and the future. There isn't just this, because there's also this real interest in the past and the future. But the thing is, the reason we're interested in the past and the future is because there's an intention to get something besides this. That's the whole reason for thinking about the past and future and building that story. It's all about finding what is more than this or other than this. So when we see that that's all nonsense, there isn't any other than this. In other words, the whole agenda, the me is all about, is about something that doesn't exist. It's a phantom, it's a ghost of an idea of something beyond this, a better this. But there was never that. There's only this. And when we're interested in the past and the future, we're looking right beyond this to some imagination. It means we're not seeing what's just right here in front of us.
Me is a story, and a story doesn't have any power to do anything. Me says, I did this. I shouldn't have done that. It's just commentary. It has nothing to do with what's going on the playing field. It's sort of like, a sports commentator. He's always talking after the fact. Okay, the runner takes off from first and he's going to steal second. So the runner was already doing that. He was just commentating on what already is. So that's all that's going on, is storying. And the me and storying are one and the same.
But wouldn't you say that that's also part of what is?
Yeah, of
So it's
course.
not a problem. It's not a problem for anyone.
No, it's never a problem for anyone because there isn't a someone. There isn't an anyone. So that's what I'm saying. The story of you, Michael's story, has never done anything. It has no power. It's just descriptive. Oh, Michael grew up here. He went to school here. It's a story. So what's the difference between a story and the bird chirping? Faith. Actually, the bird chirping sounds prettier. you know, faith talks about relief, getting relief from this message. And, you know, last week Nkosi was saying at the end of the meeting that everybody's already okay because this is already okay. So the story is not maybe okay. I mean, sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's not okay. But not life, not this.
Who says it's not okay? And then who says it's okay? Yeah. There's only this. There's only this. You know, nobody can escape what is. Nobody can escape this. If the feeling of not getting this, the feeling of getting it is this. So, you know, nobody can talk about this because there's nobody, there's just this. Nobody can touch this. This right here cannot be held in view. This is, it's not an object. Nobody can grasp this. This is formless and empty. There's just this, you know, and it's okay. Everything is okay because everything is this, and everyone is okay. So really, there's nothing to say. It's just what's happening.
Yeah, thanks, Nkosi. I've had for a little while now. I've had a spider in my backyard, with a web, and I watched the spider one day when an insect came into its web, and the spider climbed down its web, and it wrapped its thread all around the insect, so the insect couldn't move. And I had a sense that the non-dual message that I listen to here, it sort of does that for me. It sort of just wraps me up tightly, so there's nowhere to go. But just this, just the being, because the urge for me is to say, yeah, but, or I've just got to do this, or what about that? But it's like this spider web of non-dual messages wrapped me up so that there's nowhere to go. And that's precious in itself to me, because I've had a life of doing, going, shouldn't. So that's wonderful to be wrapped up in that, and just this, just not going anywhere or doing anything. But I have a sense, Nkosi, that what you're speaking of goes even further than just being held somehow. Yeah. I don't know. Anybody got any thoughts on that?
Faith, if there's just this, then aren't you just this?
Yeah. Yes, I am. But there was something, in case he said just now, that was like more, I don't know, I sensed it was more expansive or deeper or less something, less, even less. I don't know.
You being wrapped up, you and being wrapped up is this, the whole of it, the whole of that description, it's because there's only it, there's no you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you. That I can see that. Yeah, I'm still relating to the you, to the me person, aren't I? When I'm wrapped up, I'm still identifying with the me. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Sorry,
one who's talking right now is it. It's not you. There's no you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what you are talking right now. Is exactly what has been said. It is it. It is it saying it. As I'm talking right now, actually, I'm not talking. I'm talking, but I'm not talking. There's just this. It is this. No matter what you may say, you can't escape this. As a matter of fact, you can't say anything. All the sayings is this. All that is being said is this. Every feeling, if anger arises, it arises in this as this. The feeling, that exact feeling of not getting it, it arises in this as this. It can't be something that arises outside of this, because there's only this. There's no faith. There's just this. You are it. Already. And you are okay, because there's no you.
And that's the love. That's.
Sorry, I was going to say, you can say that this is talking rather than faith is talking.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
Thanks, Alan.
were we?
Yeah.
No, thanks. That's good.
Muji used to have a good saying when someone said to him that God is playing with me. And he said, no, God is not playing with you. God is playing as you. See, it's a whole new way of seeing it. So when there's a sort of acceptance of that, and that's what I sort of feel had happened in my experience, that there's an acceptance of that. There's a different experience. There's no fear, there's relaxation, there's acceptance of what is. And I spend a lot of my time with people who are not accepting what is, and that still is it, the non-acceptance of it. But there's this struggle to resist what is, and that's suffering. And the suffering is still it. And so when I interact with these seeming others, it's not me saying anything. I don't even know where the words come from sometimes. It's just it talking to it. Makes the job so much easier. There's no feeling of responsibility to fix somebody at all. It's wonderful. I don't think I could have done this job as a person trying to fix somebody. I have to tell you about a client I had the other day who told me that everything is just love. It was amazing. I'm not sure why he was coming to me just to have an experience, but it was so beautiful. He said, I'm an atheist because he doesn't believe in any religion, but just love, everything is love. And he just radiated that. It was just beautiful. He gave me a big hug and a kiss on the head when he left and said, I love you.
Oh.
How many strangers say that to you? Not many. It was a beautiful experience.
talking about this, it's the same as that bird chirping.
Oh, you read my mind. I've been sitting here thinking that for the last 2 minutes. Yeah, only that exact sentence. But the bird's chirp is so much more beautiful than the mind's noisy. I mean, just think of it in terms of music. If you had to listen to the mind or a bird chirp, what is the difference? The difference is the bird doesn't take its chirp seriously.
There's also not a subject and an object with the bird. It just is, right?
Yeah, really good, Alan. The bird's not sitting there going, oh, I hope my chirp was good enough.
The beauty of nature. It's just doing this, and our minds have a lot of practice of duality. You know, there's an observer, there's a subject and an object.
Yeah, for me, there's a deep-seated sense of responsibility about life that causes the suffering.
Hmm.
So it's lovely to hear Diane's message about not feeling responsible.
Well, Faith, I mean, there can be that feeling, but if you investigate that feeling, I mean, does that feeling say that it's yours? Or is that just a feeling?
It tries to say it's mine. Yeah,
Well, keep looking.
yeah.
When I look at just a feeling, it appears to be mine. It feels like it's mine. But then just digging deeper, just
Yeah.
call it an energy, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's just this.
Yeah.
It's the bird chirping. That bird is getting a lot of loving. That bird didn't know it was the star of the show tonight.
Yeah, it didn't know and it didn't care. That's the freedom. That's what humans don't have. The me cares. And so I suffer. But if I chirp like a bird, but if a bird was a human, it would judge itself. Oh my gosh, that nightingale sounds so much better than me. I'm a failure. I got to go to bird school. It would take self-improvement. We do it. I spent 25, wrote a book on it. I interviewed Tony Robbins and 18 other motivational speakers because I wanted to be the best me I could be. Gotta try. But what hits you about Nkosi's message that it's all this is that if it's all this and everything is this and there's only this, then where can you get to?
You get to this goal. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Well, even the goal is it.
You get to hear.
Yeah.
Kind of like that here. Here is a good word too.
The thing about the message that you can't escape it. There's no escaping this. Just let that like permeate you. Because really it's the seeing that all the resistance was just suffering. That what is, and it's fine, as Nkosi said.
Yeah, well, for me, that the fact that you can't escape it is the relief.
Yeah.
The me appears to have free will, but it doesn't know that it doesn't have free will. Even what seems to be a free will is this. So the me, it may appear that the me has a free will, but it has no free will because even the me itself is this. So there's no free will. So if you decide to go to the loo right now, it's not your decision because there's no you, there's just this. You decide to cough, if you decide to laugh, you decide to walk away, you decide to swear, it's not your decision because there's no you, there's just this. No matter which direction you may take, there's no way that you can escape this. Because all is this, there's just everything. There's nobody here. There's no thing appearing as everything. There is free will seemingly. but there's no free will. This is real as it is, but it's unreal because there's no person doing anything. It is real as it is, but it's not real when it comes to a person doing anything, because there's no person, there's just this. So you can say it's real and unreal.
It's always been this. There's never been a past. The past is a story tied to an image. But that's happening now in this, as this. Yeah, all of it. The picture, the story, the ones telling it, the ones hearing it.
And nobody can reach the future, even tomorrow. Because you can say, tomorrow I'll do this and that. Then when tomorrow comes, then it's today. You can't reach tomorrow. When it's supposed to be tomorrow, and then you don't say it's tomorrow, you say today. Then keep on chasing it. You can't find it.
Yeah, this is so, I don't know what the word is, explosive, atomic. It blows past and future out of the water. If only ever this, it just obliterates, because there's literally just this. But as soon as it's here, it's already not here. So there's nothing to get because there's no you to get it. There's just this. God, the poor little me with the weight of the world on its shoulders. It's like taking the boundless infinite and trying to stuff it into a bag. A bag called me, a bag of hot air. Any last comments or questions before we close out this evening? Everything is already it. Already. Nkosi.
There is never gonna be a me seeking this, because all is this. There is no me in this. There's only this.
Yeah, it's funny, Diane, that your client said it was all love, which is just a synonym for it's all this.
Exactly. Yeah. Different word, same thing.
And it's funny how people argue over the word as if the word could describe this.
And this doesn't mind.
Not at all.
You can call it God, infinite, a rag, whatever. You can call it a cell phone, a towel, a tree. This doesn't mind. Because words are just appearances.
Yeah, so even if a feeling of separation arises, that's it too. It's the appearance of separation. It's a feeling of separation. It's not real. There is no separation. That's what stories are for. Right? I am here, Corey's there. Voila. I just told a story of separation. So it can appear like there's separation. No problem.
Thoughts are not special. They're not important. They're just thoughts.
It's funny. A thought reminds me, I was watching this documentary about this porcupine was defending itself against a baby leopard. So the baby leopard kept pawing at the porcupine, and the porcupine would back into it with its quills. I completely forgot my point.
It's okay. All is this.
It doesn't matter. It's just bird chirping anyway. Thank you guys so much, everyone, each and every one of you. Appreciate all of you. Nkosi, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate everyone. I'll get this up on YouTube in the next 24 to 48 hours. Good night, everyone.
Nice.
Good night. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.